government kickstarts training of facilitators, debt officers to commence World Bank Nigerian Governors Forum COVID-19 Stimulus Program. All Progressives Congress announces February 26th full national convention. Governor Ben Ayade rehabilitates sporting facilities, trains sportsmen. A warm good evening to you and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. I am Achibon Basi. The relocation of the Ikot Omen public market to Ikot Enobomen market, which was along the highway at 8 miles in Calabar municipality, has continued to attract reactions from traders and buyers. Maureen Leo Ajom visited the location.
Investigation reveals that the Ikot Oman market has over the years been one of the major markets in Calabar municipality, where business transactions usually take place every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays of a week, even after stoppage by the former governor, Donald Duke. The tourism drive of Governor Duke directed the relocation of the market to Ikot Enebong as a permanent 8 miles market to check distractions and accidents along the road in Calabar. Investigation further reveals that the traders, however, refused to relocate to the new Ikot Enebong market. The development is, however, being received with mixed feelings as the traders lament their plight as a result of the relocation, while consumers decry the inconveniences of going to the Ikot Enebong market.
In every place in the world, you see that market is always on the roadside. So women were selling here. There was nothing happened. The next thing they put a notice that they have been driving women several times. And they are robbing people. Even day before yesterday, they robbed people there. Even yesterday, they still rob people there. And some of the women that do not have money to pay their shop there or whatever they call themselves. Some of them, their goods in their house spoiling.
I'm very much sorry about what had happened to all women, because all the women in this community are crying. It is like we do not have leaders in this community.
The relocation to Dora market is affecting most of us, the sellers. Those that are selling fruit, there's no space in Dora market for fruit sellers. The other side is meant for timber and wholesalers. But for the food stuff, we don't have spaces that side for food stuff.
Buy people here, entire union, they charge us 100 naira from there to here. Some people cannot afford to pay from Yonshon to that place. Some go and come by is 200 naira. Then when you drop here and buy something, it's 50 naira.
I am right now at the Ikot Omen market, where the foundation laying ceremony of this market was unveiled by the then nation's first lady, Hajia Turai Yaradua, in 2007. This plaque captured, however, indicates that in the year 2007, this section of Ikot Omen market was unveiled by the then Nigeria's first lady, Hajia Turai Yaradua, during the foundation laying ceremony as fruits and vegetable market under power. Although efforts to speak with relevant stakeholders for in-depth details on the relocation were not successful. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, Nta News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, in partnership with Farmers Association of Nigeria, are yet to release about 3 million bags of rice paddy to processors across the country. Musa Aliyu reports that the initiative is expected to address the challenges being faced by millers and at the same time crash the price of processed rice in the market.
This is one of the more than 200 integrated rice mills across the nooks and crannies of the country. This is apart from the dozens of small and medium rice processing factories in the rural communities. They all need a minimum of 2 million tons of rice paddy annually to meet the country's demand for the produce. Small-scale farmers cultivating less than 2 hectares are the major producers of the paddy.
The farmer that used to, depend on modules of fertilizer now had access to between 4 and 6 bags of fertilizer for his hectare. We also introduced the enhanced the dry season agriculture, so that we had, rather than depending on rainfall for only a single season, now our farmers can do 3 seasons.
This, of course, has had a very positive effect in mobilizing the farmers in the South region, the 6 states of the South, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, Rivers State, Bayelsa State, Delta State, and of course Edo State, massively into rice farming.
In an effort to address the challenges in acquiring the needed paddy and at the same time control the price of the processed rice, the Central Bank of Nigeria has entered into partnership with farmers. The Apex Bank provided loan facility that supported 4.8 million farmers who cultivated 5.3 million hectares of land last year.
When the mills produce, their challenge has been the supply of paddy. And if you recall, when the agro-price was introduced, their milling capacity was being optimized at just about 30%. So with this consistent supply of paddy, we've been able to grow that capacity to about 90%.
For Borrowers Program, it has given farmers hope and joy because we are now using our hand to produce what we eat through the initiative of our president. And a very big thank you to him. He's a president that loves Nigerian farmers.
President Muhammadu Buhari will on Tuesday unveil the millions of bags of rice arranged in a form of pyramids as part of the loan recovery. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
The federal government has kick-started the training of facilitators and desk officers to commence the World Bank Nigerian Governors Forum COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program in Cross River State. Paul Abel reports that the program covers 3 major result areas, as the workshop on Fadama Result Area 2 brought participants from all 18 local government areas to Calabar.
The program, referred to as NG Cares, is born out of the desire to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on Nigerians and is to cover all the 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT Abuja. Other 2 resource areas in the program are recovery of basic services and grants to livelihood, recovery of small, micro and medium enterprises, while the resource area 2 intends to boost food security through empowering of the poor and vulnerable using agriculture.
The World Bank and the Nigerian Governors Forum, partnering with the Cross River State government, brought this intervention to touch the poor and the vulnerable. So it aligned into the state Professor Benayade agro-industrialization policy.
What we are here to do is to put the state on the pedestal to kickstart the project the way it should be. So our role here is to provide the necessary technical support.
In agriculture, we are talking of 18,000 beneficiaries. It's not a small number of people who are going to benefit from this program. So at the end of the day, I'm not talking agri here. I'm talking about the poor and vulnerable in Cross River State that will be receiving either stipends or grants, as the case may be, from both Fadama, SME, cash transfer, PWF.
Ayina Egba is one of the participants, and he shares with me the importance of the training and the program.
All is about food security for our people, how to get more food. From this lecture, I'm going to step it down to my farmers.
Many farm inputs will be given, implements will be given, and all is to reduce poverty.
With this training, I know the ABC, what is expected of me, so that even if I'm going to the field to see what my facilitators are doing, I should exactly know what I'm expecting.
Technical papers were delivered to equip participants with appropriate tools to perform their duties on the field. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Cross River State has recorded 8 cases out of the 2,049 new infections of the COVID-19 reported in the country. Figures released by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control on Monday, the 17th of January 2022, placed Lagos as the state with the highest infections of 59, Adamawa 46, Imo 37, Federal Capital Territory 30, Kwara 14, Rivers 13, Kaduna 10, Taraba 9, Bauchi 7, Niger 5. Others are Delta and Ogun State 4 each, Nasarawa 2 and Kano 1. This brings the total confirmed cases in the country to 251,000 178 and 224,629 discharged, while 3,110 persons have died of the disease. Almost on a daily basis, Nigerians have in recent times experienced the crudest form of cyberbullying by online loan companies. Correspondent reports that the act of sending unsolicited defamatory text messages to a person whose contact details are listed on a defaulter phone has persisted.
A few weeks ago, I took a very small loan. This, we're talking about like 10,000, and I'm supposed to pay in 2 weeks' time with an interest of 5,100 naira. I'm supposed to pay in 2 weeks' time like 15,100 naira. 25th of December, I think that loan was supposed to expire on the 1st of January. 25th of December, I had an accident. I lost my phone at that process. And it was a difficult moment for me because I could not retrieve my line, and that period was down. 2 days or 3 days after the expiration of the loan, I started, because I was not on phone, so I couldn't, people couldn't get to me because by then I've not retrieved my line. I stayed off network for like 2 weeks plus because of the difficulties involved in me retrieving my line. So my girlfriend, who comes around, now saw a message on her Facebook and WhatsApp, like with my name and my phone number, attacking me, a fraudster who collected a loan from an online, I think this is an online company we're talking about, is a GoCash, who collected a loan from them and have run away with their money. Anybody who knows me or who has any financial doings with me should cease that I'm not a trustworthy person. The annoying part of this is, when they are sending this message, they don't give details of who they are, and they don't give how much you're owing them. So, kind of like, because people will now be like, what are we even talking about here?
Mr. Ruben Idagara is an online loan operator. He describes shaming of defaulters by fintech firms as unethical.
You have the money, you do not want to pay, we see you as being fraudulent. Then of course the banks has a policy of dealing with those set category.
This beneficiary here is just one out of the several Nigerians who have had even worse experiences with online loan operators. You are watching news reaching you from the studios of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Nta Calabar. We'll take a break now and we'll be back shortly with more reports. Welcome back. After extensive consultations and deliberations, the ruling All Progressives Congress APC has fixed February 26 for its national convention. The National Secretary of the party's caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Senator John James Akwanudoedege, disclosed this to journalists after the committee's meeting at the party National Secretariat in Abuja. The caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has been running the affairs of the party since June 2020. For me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. These were the last words of late Mrs. Elizabeth Ayomba, the legislator representing Akpabuyo State constituency in the Cross River State House of Assembly. Correspondents report that the first son of the deceased, Mr. Royal Solomon, disclosed this when the chairman Ben Akak Foundation and members of his team paid a condolence visit to the bereaved family at her residence in Calabar. For Royal Solomon, the demise of his late mother is not just a loss to the family, but to the state as well.
At a later stage in one's life, nothing matters again. It is beyond political divide. And she had her time, her moment, and at that point in time, she let go of everything, and she wanted peace to reign.
Deeply touched by her demise, the chairman, Ben Akak Foundation, Ben Akak describes the late legislator as a courageous woman whose contributions in the State House of Assembly will continue to impact on lives of many.
Our faith on Christ, which is the bedrock for which God brought us together, was never wavering at any point in time. So she was more than a mother to me.
Some of her colleagues at the 9th Assembly say, although she would be greatly missed, the House will reassign the bill she had sponsored to other legislators in order to keep her dreams afloat.
She was very passionate with human-oriented bills. If you check even the last two bills that we recently passed, and having the governor's assent, Mayomba was very instrumental, to those bills.
Man can even prepare food from a house and take to chambers that when we overstay at the chambers, sometimes we have extension of time to 12, 1, 2. Be rest assured that you're leaving from there, Ma was already prepared food for you guys. She was a very humane person. The
deceased family assures details of her funeral arrangements will be made public in the coming weeks. In Calabar, Achibon Basi, NTA News. Cross River State Governor Professor Ben Ayade has promised his administration commitment to reposition sports in the final phase of his administration through the upgrading of sporting facilities as well as training and retraining of sportsmen and women in the state. The governor stated this during an interview in Calabar with chairman of the Cross River State Sports Commission, who took Government House correspondents round some of the facilities at the UJ Eswene Stadium, revealed that the Olympic-sized swimming pool with their supporting one, which was under litigation, is receiving a first lift.
With the inability of Cross River State to host the 2014 National Sports Festival, sports facilities in the state are being in its lowest ebb, but with the renewed vigor of Governor Ben Ayade for work and relaxation to meet at a point, there is massive renovation ongoing at various sporting facilities.
We are making provisions for tourism to strive side by side with business, with industries. Because at the end of your hard work, you also need to relax. The Sports Commission is working very fast on the rehabilitation of the stadium and all the sporting facilities, including the Olympic-sized swimming pool we have in the Eswene Stadium in Calabar. I also know that the special swimming pool, the stainless steel pool we have at the bottom ranch, in Obudu Cattle Ranch, is also perfectly working. And we just concluded the reform and total maintenance and overhaul of the cable car. And the renovation of the ranch is a major issue in the even 2022 budget for its major renovation and bring in an international partner to run the ranch.
Chairman of Cross River State Sports Commission, who took Government House correspondent around some of the facilities at the UJ Eswene Stadium, revealed that the Olympic-sized swimming pool, with the supporting one which was under litigation, is now receiving a facelift.
He gave us funds. We tried to clean out the gates, the structure of the face of the commission, and the administrative building. We started there last December, and then we got into the pool. What we're doing here is, because we saw our performance in Edo 2020, we knew that it was necessary to rejig, it was necessary to rejig the swimming culture of Cross River. Cross River, from history, is known to be a swimming state. We've had most of our medals from swimming. Here we were with a moribund facility, world class. This swimming pool here, you see, is the best in Africa. This place is the only pool that trains the Nigerian Army, the Air Force, the Navy.
The swimming pools to be launched on 14 February 2022 will perform dual purposes, as it will be open to the public for recreation as well as serve for the training of athletes for competitions. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
And that's the size of the package, but before we go, let's take a look at some of the stories that made the head. The federal government has kick-started the training of facilitators and desk officers to commence the World Bank Nigerian Governors Forum COVID-19 Stimulus Program. All Progressives Congress APC has fixed February 26, 2022 for National Convention. We also told you that Governor Bain Ayade has rehabilitated sporting facilities as well as trained sportsmen and women in the state. Thank you so much for being there. To have a pleasant evening.